What is up, you guys, and welcome back to Growing Upstairs. We're so glad you joined us today. Now to your hosts, Noah and Holden. What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back into the podcast studio. Like you heard off the top right there, it's Noah and Holden. And by now, if you guys hadn't heard, you probably know who we are if you guys have been watching on YouTube, right?
That's right.
What episode are we on right now, Noah?
Man, I'm losing track of how many. One, is this 4?
Number 4.
Number four.
We're already 4 episodes.
For you, Gramps, this is number 4.
Tell them which one. All right, one more time. Which one is it?
Number 4. 4.
Gramps, we love you. Hey, we're so excited for you guys to be here. We're so excited to get you guys another episode out. We've got a couple of guests that are here with us that we're going to introduce here in just a second, and a lot of fun conversations that we're about to get to. But without further ado, Noah, you want to introduce who we've got here today?
Absolutely. We got 2 of our youth guys here. We are so excited they're with us. This is Mr. Beau.
Howdy.
And Mr. John.
What up, what up?
What up, guys?
Big John.
Welcome into the podcast studio.
Thank you.
Man, we're glad y'all with us.
We're glad to be here, too.
Absolutely. Beau, you've been on here once before. John, we hadn't got you on yet, so this is your first time getting in. But it looks a little bit different in here, doesn't it?
It does.
It's changed a lot since I've seen it last time.
It's really cool.
Is it a fun place to kind of come and hang out, though?
It is.
It is. I like the paint job.
Besides the paint on the light switch.
Yeah, so a little backstory for you guys that are watching here. I want you to focus in on me. Noah comes in trying to turn the lights on. Can't turn the lights on because I painted the switch black when you walk in to match the
I
walls.
felt around for 10 seconds before I found the light switch.
That's my bad. My bad, brother. My bad. Didn't mean to do that,
brother.
to you. Didn't mean to do that to you. Anyways, hey, seriously though, we're really excited to have you guys on, and looking forward to a fun episode. You guys just deep breath. We're gonna have a good time with this thing. But as usual, purpose of this show does not change. It didn't change from season 1 to this season. We're still growing with God together. We talk about Jesus, life, music, and a lot more. A lot of times that turns out to be food that we talk about, which I think we've done pretty good this season so far. Not really talking about food.
Yeah, I do like food though.
We might have to change it up a little bit. Went and ate some Jacks before we came today.
Sure did.
Wasn't too bad. But before we get kicked off too far with this, Noah, tell everybody where they can find us. We got a couple of new spots that they can check us out
since
at.
the last time. So in the last podcast, we talked with Grace and Gramps and Lori a little bit. They encouraged us to take a chance on Facebook and Twitter, which is now X, and so you can find us on both of those platforms now. Those are up and running. They can still find us on YouTube. I actually had a person ask me the other day how to find us on YouTube, and if you go on YouTube and just type in Growing Upstairs, you'll find us on there. You can see all of the podcasts that have been coming out in season 2. Also can listen to the audio from season 1, but also can still find us on all of your podcast platforms. I can't pronounce the P's tonight, but
right.
You can find us on all those other podcast platforms, Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and Spotify, those things. So definitely check us out.
Check it out. And anywhere that we have a platform, Instagram, Facebook, and now X, like he said, which Grace has made sure to let us know that it's always going to be called Twitter in her mind. So Twitter, whichever one you want to call it. We have a link in all of these descriptions or bios of the podcast or of the I guess the platform, wherever it is. If you click that link, it will take you to everything. It will take you to, right now we have signups, which we'll talk about here in a minute, but it'll take you to Facebook, Instagram, X. It'll take you to the YouTube channel. It'll take you to Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of the things, Apple Podcasts. It'll take you to all of these places where you can either listen or you can watch the show, like he said. So click that link that's in the description of all of the podcasts anywhere, and you can find the show anywhere just like that. So if you guys have any trouble, also write into us. I'm trying to get the email on there as well, but it's growingupstairs@gmail.com. Really simple. It's the name of the podcast at Gmail. So if you guys want to write into us, whether it's a story or just say, hey, I can't figure it out, or message Noah on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that. And I promise you, we'll do everything we can to kind of give you guys the information you need to be able to find the show, because we want you guys to be able to enjoy this with us. That's the purpose of it, growing with God together. And all of this together. You that's listening, you that's watching, you that's in the room with us.
Yeah.
So
That's one thing, too, we're really trying to do this season is just make it feel a little bit more like a community. We get a chance to do this with our youth and have them on the podcast, but also kind of, for those who might be listening somewhere outside of our area, we're so glad you're listening, and also just want to let you feel like you're a little bit more of a part of it as we kind of grow upstairs together. So.
yeah, absolutely. And like I was saying there just a minute ago, we now have a sign up as well. If you guys want to join the show, whether it's we find a way to Zoom you guys in if you're a long ways away, or you guys that are youth in our youth department or in the community around us, if you guys want to join in on the show and come in, hey, this is your opportunity to fill that sign up sheet out. And we'd be glad to have you guys on again. We're going to do everything in our power this season to be able to get everybody on. I think last week we had, 12 or 13 that came on and a couple of repeats in that. So again, the offer has been extended. So if you guys want to join us, we'd be glad to have you guys, just like these guys that are sitting with us right here. Again, what did we say we were going to call them? John Beau?
John Beau.
John Beau.
Yeah.
John and Beau over here.
John Beau.
John Beau. Anyways, all right, let's get to it. Noah, how's life been going over the last week?
Man, life has been good. I have not been to Walmart this week.
There we go.
That is a plus. But I have been doing a lot of laundry.
A lot of laundry.
Yep.
Do you have like a specific day where you're like, all right, Wednesdays, that's my laundry day?
Yeah, pretty much. I do get with my job, I get an early day. So I get off at one day of the week. So that helps me kind of take care of some household chores. As you get older and become an adult, you have to start doing those adult things. And, man, it's not the most fun thing in the world to do.
No. I have determined, though, folding towels, all for it. Laundry folding, not as fun. Dishes, I don't know anybody that likes to do dishes except for this guy that's sitting right here next to me. Beau, you like doing dishes?
Yes, sir.
And you like, what was the other thing you said you like doing too?
Cleaning the counters.
Cleaning the counters. I do like the afterwards where you look back at it and you go, man, that's spick and span, nice and clean.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. All right, John, how about you? How have things been going here lately? You're getting to the end of the school year, both of you guys. Both of you guys go to school together, and if you can't see on a shirt, that's the Wildcats right there, repping the Westwood Wildcats.
Also got that Fire Atlanta Braves hat on.
Yes, sir. That is a slick hat there. And Beau repping the Augusta National Golf Course hat right there too. Y'all got the swag on today.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it because you knew you were coming on the podcast?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey, you admitted it. All right.
Maybe.
Well, we're coming to the end of the school year, so how have things been going for you guys? How's school going, and you guys excited for summertime to get here and be out of school?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. School's going good. I'm kind of ready to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. You enjoy seeing your friends and you enjoy hanging out with your friends and everything, but there becomes a point where it's like, man, I'm just tired of getting up early, coming here every day, having to do all this work, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All the feelings mutual, huh? All right. Well, I'm kind of the same way. Just
Oh, yeah.
hadn't really been doing much of anything, just kind of getting stuff together for this, and week by week, it feels like the weeks are kind of flying by right now. You ever feel like that?
It does. It really does. It feels like we record one and then like we turn around and we're recording another. I mean, I know we do it weekly, but like you said, the schedule it just starts flying.
Yeah, and I don't know when it slows down, but at some point it will. So, all right, let's kind of get to some fun questions on the day to kind of get this thing started. You guys down with that?
I'm ready. I love a good question.
All right, what is your favorite thing to do? I'm going to start with you, John, over here. What is your favorite thing to do on the weekends?
Probably like shoot basketball or watch my phone.
Shooting basketball or watch your phone?
Mm-hmm.
You watch like a bunch of YouTube, TikToks, or anything like that?
I do. I watch mainly YouTube.
Mainly YouTube, watching basketball and stuff like that, and learning how to get better at it?
Well, I'm not really watching that.
Not really.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Probably I don't really know. I don't really have a favorite. I just watch a lot.
I got you.
Gotcha. Mr. Beau, how about you?
I like just golfing.
Just golfing?
Yeah.
That's your favorite thing to do on the weekend?
And fix stuff. work
Fixing
on
stuff. I'm here to tell y'all, Beau has got a whole slew of like tools. He's got this cool tool rolling cart that I've seen. You got all the fixing to be able to fix a bunch of stuff. So you kind of set up for that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He was just telling us about his new drill on the way over here.
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to tell us some more about that?
I just got a drill from Harbor Freight for $20.
Awesome.
Nice,
I
man.
don't know where you can find any kind of a drill nowadays that's that inexpensive.
Yeah, for real.
Walmart.
Here we go again.
Oh, back to Walmart we go.
Back to Walmart. All right. How about you? How about on the weekends? You got any kind of fun things you enjoy doing?
I enjoy golfing as well. I don't get to go as much as I really would like to.
Yeah.
I also enjoy just, maybe grilling, throwing something on the grill, turn the Braves on, and just, put some chicken or steaks on the grill. And
That you got from Walmart.
Yep, go to Walmart.
Yep.
Go to Walmart, get your chicken, or maybe not get your steak from Walmart.
Maybe not.
Yeah, probably not. But, grill out, watch the Braves, like I said, go golfing, hang out with friends, family, that kind of thing. The older I've gotten, which I feel kind of dumb saying that, but as I get older, I have enjoyed a more laid-back weekend.
Yes. It gets to a point where you're like, all right, I'm tired of going.
Yeah.
But I'm like you, dude. I love, first of all, if you can find the Braves on TV, at least for me, because I don't have Bally or Bally. How you say it, Bally?
I say Bally, but
See, when it first came out, I was like, this has got to be Bally, right? But then I kept hearing Bally.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go with Bally. But anyways, I don't have it. So when they randomly, like on, usually it's like Sunday. I think this coming Sunday, they're going to be on ESPN. I love, same thing, watching them, throw something on the grill, kind of just hanging out with my little boy. Again, I got a little 6-year-old now. Oh, goodness.
Wow.
So we'll kind of play and hang out. And, yeah, I think I'm going to take him fishing tomorrow.
Nice. He's been into fishing lately, hasn't he?
Yes. I think he's earned that. He literally went and bought himself another fishing pole for like with his birthday money. So I think I need to take him fishing.
Yep, he's ready.
I think I need to take him fishing. All right, another question for you guys. If you could go anywhere this summer, anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I'd probably like to go to like a water park or like somewhere like a theme park or something like that.
So like
Nice.
Wild Adventures, Six Flags, Disney World, Disney. Is it Disneyland? What is it that's over here? Disneyland?
Disney World is in Orlando. Disneyland's in California.
Oh, okay.
Probably like Great Wolf Lodge or Universal or Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
I've never
Or
been to
Disney
Great Wolf, but I've heard it's pretty cool.
It's pretty fun.
Is that the one that has like the lazy river that runs through like in the lobby or whatever?
I think so, but I haven't been there in a while. We went there as like a Christmas vacation one time.
Really? Like
Mhm.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Okay, he doesn't get the reference. Anyways, all right, Bo, how about you?
Probably Wyoming.
Wyoming.
When did you go to Wyoming?
I don't know.
What you going to do out there?
There's some welding academy out there.
Oh, nice.
You are serious on this welding train. By the way, was it Christmas this year? You got the cool welding helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Auto darkening one. Yeah.
It's auto darkening?
Mhm.
Time out. So you mean to tell me while you're sitting here, like you can see through it?
Mhm.
Like if we were sitting here right now, you can see through it, but as soon as you light the torch, it darkens?
Mhm.
Dang.
I'm blown away right now.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
even know that was technology that you could actually get. That's pretty cool. So Wyoming, they have a welding school. That's the only reason you would want to go there.
Western Welding Academy.
Western welding. Is that something that is kind of like a dream of yours, or maybe when you graduate high school, that's kind of what you want to go and do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, you got some dreams early because you're in what grade again right now? You 8th grade?
6th grade.
6th grade. Man, I made you a lot older than you actually are there, Bo. Are y'all both in 6th grade?
We're both in 6th grade.
Both in 6th grade. That makes sense then. Makes sense why they're such good friends like
There
this,
you go,
doesn't it?
yeah.
All
Yep.
right. What about you? You got anywhere you'd go this summer?
Where I
Or?
want to go this summer? I wouldn't mind going to a theme park, like John said.
Be honest with you, when he said water, it's kind of getting a little warm in here now that we got lights and all on. I was like, I can get with that. I
Yeah.
can get with that.
I've been telling everybody I want to go to Universal. I've always wanted to go to Universal.
I don't think I've ever been to Universal. I've been to Disney, and we went when I was really young and could barely remember it. And then we took Hudson a couple years ago, and that's a place.
Oh, yeah. Disney's wild. I mean, the last time I went to Disney, I was like 6. So I sort of remember.
No, that was
it.
like 3 years ago. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
So a water park,
Yeah. Well, theme park.
theme park.
Yeah.
I've been to Six Flags a couple times. Six Flags, pretty fun. You guys ever been to Six Flags?
I've never been to Six Flags before. What's
Yes,
it
sir.
like? It's just like a.
It's pretty fun. Have you ever been to Wild Adventures?
No.
I've been to their water park, not the theme park.
I don't know if I went to the.
I've never been to Six Flags either.
I don't know if I went to the water park part of Six Flags, but we went Six Flags over Georgia, which I think is it in Atlanta.
I think that's right.
We went. It's been a long time ago, but it's like a very heightened version of Wild Adventures.
It's like an in-between Wild Adventures and like a Disney World, right?
Yeah, because, Disney is so themed, like, on these parks. And believe it or not, Disney, I mean, they got a lot of rides, but it's very spaced out because there's so much happening in between it, which, I mean, I digress. But anyways, I think I'd be the same way. I'd want to go to, like, a water park or something because that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun right about now. I'd love to go check out this Wolf Lodge. What'd you call it?
It's Great Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge, yeah.
Why not Busch Gardens?
Busch Gardens? I didn't think about Busch Gardens. Is that just a water park, pretty much?
No, it's more like a theme park. It's like a zoo and a theme park, roller coasters, safari.
Oh, is that what was down in Tampa that y'all went to?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you. Even here in Albany, we'll go to Chi Hall sometimes and check out like the go to the zoo, check that out. But then they got a little water park. It's not all right. Actually, it's nothing like it because it's not a theme. There's not a theme park or anything there. Now that I think about it, it's just a park.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
As I started going through it, I was like, wait a minute. He said theme park, and it ain't got no theme in it other than it's a park.
Like, last time I went to Chi Hall, they had like a cheetah and a rhino, and that was like
they really ain't got much more than that. They got a rattlesnake that's probably been in there for a really long time. And we walked up to one that I don't remember what it was, but it was like an animal that you don't want to mess with, and you really don't want to see it not in the cage, and it's supposed to be in the cage. And it's, I don't know, let's just say a tiger, for instance. We walk up and we're like, oh, where's the tiger? No tiger to be found. So the question is, well, is the tiger, is he loose or is he just not in here? What you think?
That would scare me.
Yeah, you telling me? I think that they just had to get rid of the tiger, like send it back to Africa or something like that. Anyways, Noah, you got a couple other questions for these guys that you can think of?
Let's see. What is some of your favorite sports?
Let's do that one. Let's do some sports.
Some of my favorite sports are definitely basketball or football.
Basketball and football.
Football, golf.
Football, golf. So we got basketball and football.
Golf's pretty fun too. I'm thinking about playing this year.
Yeah.
For golf.
You're thinking about like joining the golf team?
Mm-hmm.
I got you, Beau. What about you? When can you join the golf team? Like, when do you actually?
I think it's in 7th grade, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So we got football, golf, basketball.
Now, I know, John, you kind of got a house divided at your house, right? You've got some Auburn fans and some Georgia fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you on the Auburn side or are you on the Georgia side?
The Auburn.
Oh, okay. I thought you were one of the Auburn fans.
Mm-hmm.
So you Auburn everything: football, basketball, baseball.
Mm-hmm. For the past few years, we've had a good basketball team.
Yeah, I know their basketball team is normally pretty good. We got a big Auburn. I got a big Auburn fan to my right here.
Hey, my dad is at least. I don't mind Auburn. I don't like the campus. The campus is actually really nice up there too. You ever been to Auburn?
Oh yeah,
it's really nice.
I want to go to Auburn, but apparently it's like really expensive.
Hold up, you want to go to school at Auburn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know if you meant like summer vacation. Let's go to Auburn. Kind of like skip the what was it, the Wolf Lodge? We're gonna skip that. We headed to Auburn, baby. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Golf. Tell me more about this golf fanatic that we got going on right now.
I don't know. It's just
like it.
Fun. Go to golf camp in North Carolina with my grandparents.
Yeah. When y'all go in June, July this year?
Yeah, it's somewhere in June because I can't go to the basketball camp because of golf camp.
Oh, I got you. Are you playing baseball? Did you play baseball this past year? Well, I guess technically this year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but baseball not one of your favorite sports?
It's one of my favorites. I'm quitting it because I want to do golf.
I got you. Hey, if your passion takes you somewhere else, that's all you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Don't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. All right, one more question for him, maybe.
Let's see. What about
hobbies?
We haven't done hobbies, have we?
I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Let's talk about. So what are some hobbies y'all kind of like to do?
I know the answer.
When you're not hanging out with your cool youth leaders and hanging out in the upstairs, what are some hobbies that you like to do?
I had to think about that one.
All right.
John,
I like to fish. It's pretty fun. My grandfather has a pond out.
Oh yeah,
out on his land.
Yeah, he's got a nice pond.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where y'all went fishing a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
I like fishing too.
Yeah.
You know.
I might have to call you tomorrow when I take Hudson out there. Oh, I might not be taking him. It's supposed to be storming tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it is supposed to be.
If we do, though, I'll give you a call, bud.
All right.
Any other hobbies, you guys? We got fishing and we got...
Of course,
Fishing.
welding and fixing things.
How often do you get the opportunity to weld stuff?
Not a lot because school season, but when I get out for summer, I'll be helping my granddad.
Oh, yeah, that gives you a much better opportunity to be able to do more.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Because I work with them.
Nice and fun.
Yes, sir.
Any other hobbies you guys can think of?
Probably playing basketball.
Playing basketball, golfing, working on the golf swing. Did you guys enjoy watching the Masters a few weeks ago?
I don't really watch much.
No. Okay. Easy enough then. Easy enough. All right. We got a game for you guys. I'm going to play with you guys. All right. Sound good? Noah, I think the game, what did I end up deciding what you call it? I think president or famous athlete. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to know how good are you guys at knowing who your presidents are? You're both in 6th grade. I would imagine by now you've probably learned a few of your presidents.
A few, yeah.
A few of them.
Pretty good amount.
Pretty good amount. How many presidents have we had so far?
Jimmy Carter.
Yes, he was a president.
You are right, Bo. You are absolutely right. I love the answer. He's like, I'm going to start like 3/4 of the way through them real quick. You're going to work backwards and forward. No, I'm just kidding up with you. All right, so the game is going to be president or famous athletes. Some of these athletes you may have heard of, or is it a president? You guys have to decide, okay? Noah, hit us with a. Let's get this thing started.
Yes,
I'm gonna try to find us some music to play while
I'm gonna give you a name, and you've got to tell us. You got to guess what it is. So here's your first name: Earl Monroe.
President.
What you got, Bo? What you think? Or do y'all want to discuss it?
He's president.
President.
They're going with president, Noah.
Okay. They are incorrect.
Incorrect. I think I got a button for this. Oh, it wasn't very loud, was it? Let's try it again.
There we go.
It's not. What is it?
Do what?
What is it? A famous athlete?
He's a famous athlete.
I was like, what is he?
The only other option we had.
50-50 here, guys. 50-50. All right. That's the first one.
All right, are you ready?
Here we
Here's
go.
your second one. Here's your second one. James Monroe.
That's the president.
Ooh, this one could be close. Let's see. But you can have different answers. That's okay.
All right. I had to go with John. That sounds familiar.
It sounds.
Wait.
I know Monroe sounds very familiar, so I didn't know which one. But I think it's president.
Here we go. They're going with president. Noah, what is it?
It is president.
Got it right. Way to go, guys.
Now,
All
I
right.
have no idea what number president he was, but he was a president.
It's okay. Neither do I.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Gerald Ford.
Ooh.
What?
Sounds like a baseball player to me, Noah.
Gerald Ford.
Famous athlete.
Famous athlete.
Yeah.
We're going famous athlete. Noah.
They would be incorrect. Gerald Ford was a president.
He was the 17th president of the United States. Just kidding. I really don't know which one it was. Anyways, here we go. Back to you, Noah.
All right. How about Jack Adams?
Wait, what was his name again? What was his name?
Jack Adams.
Can you say it with a Donald Trump voice?
Jack Adams.
That was perfect.
Uh,
Famous, if you guys are just joining us, famous athlete or president. Jack Adams.
let's go with famous athlete.
Famous athlete. Bo, you going with John?
I'll go with athlete.
You're both going athlete.
Jack Adams was an athlete. Good
Ta-ding.
job.
As
Good job.
far as the athletes that we get.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Zachary Taylor.
Ooh.
Zachary Taylor. It sounds like a starting shortstop for the Milwaukee Brewers. Zachary
Who
Taylor.
who was the kid from Home Improvement? What was his name?
Tim Allen?
No, not that guy. The kid.
I don't know.
Was it Zachary Thomas Adams or something like that? I don't know. What did you say now? I don't even know what you said.
Zachary Taylor.
Zachary Taylor, guys. Famous athlete or is it a president?
Go with your gut. You can do it.
Famous athlete. That was my go.
Famous athlete. What they got?
Yeah.
He is a president.
What?
I'm not even keeping count of how many
Nope.
we've gotten right, but here we go.
You guys know
We'll
how
do-
many you got right? I'm gonna say
Like
3.
two. We've got like 2 right, I think.
2 or 3.
All right, we'll go with 2. I gave them 3, but we're gonna go with 2. As they said.
We'll go with 2 more. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Mhm.
All right.
Bud Grand.
Athlete.
Athlete.
Ooh,
I-
immediately they go with
They
athlete.
go with athlete. They would be correct.
Ding ding. Way to
Bud
go, guys.
Grand was an athlete.
All right, one more. Here we go.
How about Andrew Johnson?
That is not.
Hmm.
Andrew Johnson.
I know old Randy Johnson. That could be his cousin. You know, Randy Johnson used to pitch for the Diamondbacks. Not to sway you guys or anything.
Guess first.
Did you say Andrew Johnson?
You done got me so confused. Yeah, Andrew Johnson.
Athlete.
I'm gonna go president.
Oh, we're going 2 different
Oh.
answers. Well, here we go.
Alright.
One of you is right and one of you is wrong.
Andrew Johnson was a president.
Ding ding, he is a president. So I guess John Dixon in the end of that, I guess, wins because he went with one.
So we had
That's that's actually a good strategy. The very end, go with 2 different answers. If you've
Yeah.
answered it
Yeah.
correct, one of you is going to be right.
that's right. We had Andrew Johnson and a Andrew Jackson.
Yes. So very close to being a president or a famous athlete.
We also had a Randy Johnson and a Reggie Jackson.
Both of those are athletes?
2 athletes.
Yeah, okay. Nice job,
Anywho,
guys.
That was fun.
Fun
Yeah.
game.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
You guys didn't do too bad. I think you were at least. I'm going to give you guys 50%.
Okay.
Now that I think about that, that's not a passing grade.
That's
But
what
anyways, I
was gonna
digress.
say. It's gonna bring my grain down.
I digress. Anyways, all right. Let's Noah. You got a random minute for us, real
Man,
quick.
I'm ready to give you some random facts.
Let's
I'm-
do it.
I'm excited. That's right, everybody. Welcome back to Noah's Random Minute.
Yeah.
If you don't know what this part of the podcast is, you're in for a treat. I must say, this is my favorite minute of the podcast. This is where I, Noah, give you 3 random facts that you did not know that you needed to know. And I feel like we have some good ones today, guys.
Let's
Are you
do it.
ready? Are you ready?
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Okay. So here is random fact number 1. I
Number
promise
one.
you did not know you needed to know this.
Oh God.
Did you know that it is illegal to own only 1 guinea pig in Switzerland?
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
So you have to own more than 1 guinea pig in Switzerland.
So you have to, or is it like if you get one, you have to get 2?
Well, I think that would be the same thing. Maybe. But you do have to have more than 1, it says.
I wonder what the penalty is. Like, if first of all, who's going to find out? Hey, John next door ain't got but 1 guinea pig over here. Oh, we calling the law on him.
So I guess, John, to go to your point, when you buy one, you have to buy 2.
This is where the BOGO deals, buy one get one free, comes in handy. Right here.
Or buy 2, get a 3rd for free.
No, that's too much guinea pig food.
But if you're going to buy 2, you might as well buy 3.
Well, if I buy 3, might as well buy 4, huh? What you guys think?
Oh yeah.
But you can't have just 1.
To jail you go.
So
Well, hey, we could call Grace's dad and she call the law on her. Anyways, all right, back to this. So
all
one
right.
guinea pig, guys, when you buy guinea pigs, buy in bulk. That's what we're telling you guys.
basically,
Right.
if you need a guinea pig, go to Sam's. That's what we're saying.
You mean to tell me not Walmart?
No, go to Sam's.
All right.
Sam's,
Sam's you go.
2 guinea pigs for $17.99.
2 for 1.
Okay, here's random fact number 2.
Hit me with it.
It is impossible for most people to lick their elbow.
I believe that. I mean, I know somebody who does. Who can?
Can I try
He's
it?
in my class.
Go for it, Bo.
I guess I'll try it too.
Oh, did you guys succeed? I wasn't watching. I was laughing.
No, I don't know.
Let me see you do it, Noah.
Oh, so
That's a pretty good random
So
minute.
we've got one more.
All right.
John, who is it?
Are you ready? This is one to really think about. Okay.
All right.
Did you know that it would take you 38 minutes and 11 seconds to fall to the middle of the earth.
Ow.
So basically, you could watch an entire episode of Stranger Things or whatever show you're watching while you fall to the middle of the earth.
Oh, nice.
Again, I revert back to the same question of who is calculating this stuff. So if you guys missed it last week, the week before, one of them, it was like measuring the size of how many million, what was it, 1 million Earths could fit in the sun?
Yeah.
Something like this. How in the world how can you calculate something like this?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. You reckon they ran like a probe down into the center, all the way down to the core, and they were like, all right, at falling speed, which is 36.2 miles an hour, this is how long it's going to take you to get to the core.
Yeah. It actually has decreased in the past couple of years. It says that they used to think it would take 42 minutes, but now it's 38.
I wonder if is that because of global warming? Like, the Earth is
Might be.
corroding away.
Probably.
In our mine and John's science class, are doing like a we're learning the inner and outer planets, and like we had to do this packet, and we had to find 10 facts, and some of them are like how many moons can fit into Neptune or Venus.
There you go. That's how they figured that out.
And now, Beau's Random Minute.
Are you smarter than a 6th grader?
To be honest with you, I don't think I am.
I probably am
That's
not.
back when they had the smarter than 5th grader. There were some of those. I was
Dude,
like, there is no way a 5th
those
grader knows
questions
this.
that was fake.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
Yeah.
Anywho, I bet you didn't know you needed to know that.
Bet you didn't know it. And that was Noah's Random Minute. Now I feel like I need to get your voice in there with the recording and be like, now Noah's. Nah, I don't know. I think we just say it. Just be
Well,
easy.
kind of like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It does
Yes.
always turn into more than 1 minute. Beau, so now I know you're the one that's calculating all this stuff.
I'm going to go to Beau for my random facts now. Who needs Google when you've got Beau?
How funny would that be to pull up your phone and just say, Beau? Where it would normally say, Google, Beau. That's all you get.
Or they could team up and it would be John Beau.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all should start a radio show.
Mhm.
John Beau and Billy in the morning.
There's I think there's actually a radio station called that.
I know. That's why I said it.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
John Boy and Billy in the
Oh yeah,
morning,
that's right.
but
That's right.
John Beau.
John Beau.
You've heard of Rambo, but have you heard of John Beau?
Have you heard of Sly Stallone?
Who?
Sly Stallone.
Is he talking
Rambo?
about Sylvester Stallone and somebody else?
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone.
Sly
I call him
Stallone.
Sly. I don't know why.
Oh, you call him Sly Stallone? Is that?
That's what his daughters and wife call him. So I call him that.
No, next week on your Random Minute, I want you to put that Sylvester Stallone's daughter and family and Beau call him
Dude, I'm
Sly.
telling you, it's Beau's random minute, okay? Beau's taking over the random minute.
We're gonna call him. We're gonna call every day and just have a recording of his voice saying, "All right, here I am with the Random Minute now." Thank you, Beau. Thank you for that information. That was very useful.
My pleasure.
Looking forward to you.
See,
You guys having a good time so
You
far?
did not know
Oh,
this. You
yeah.
needed to know that.
You're absolutely right about that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, there you go. Noah's Random Minute. All right, so as we say every week, you guys make sure you send in YouTube. Doesn't matter where. If you guys want to comment below, if you want to send it into the email, if you want to message us, anywhere that you can message us, send us in any stories that you got that can be awesome, amazing, inspiring. I mean, I don't have any other adjectives. You got any other good ones to throw out there?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Send those in to us, and we'll be sure to read them on the show. Also, didn't think about this till just now. In the link as well, I've also put in there, you can leave us a voice message.
Oh.
You can click the link, click the button, and it's going to give you the option to record a message and send it to us. Not going to promise you that it'll be played on the show, because not everything can be played on the show, but send us in a voice message if you guys want to. That'd be awesome.
Sure thing.
We'd be all for it. You guys ready to raise the meter?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
All right. Click the button. Here we go.
We fixin' to raise the. We fixin' to raise the.
Let me see your best fist pump.
We fixing to raise the meter.
Meter.
I'm ready.
Way to go, guys. John got in on the dancing at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Bo, we got to work on. But don't worry, Bo. Listen, I still can't do the church clap. I've been trying to learn the church clap.
I had to do that for the charades.
Oh yeah, Bo, you
today.
did a good job doing the charades.
Yeah, also for our Christmas thing, what was
I think
it?
it's like the grandparents' day. I think.
No, I thought it was Christmas.
I don't know.
And we had to like do the church clap in front of everybody. It was embarrassing though.
Yeah.
At least you knew the dance moves though.
Mhm. We had to stand there for like an hour and a half and like practice it every day.
No, we need to just give them the show. Here, take your headphones off. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And now the John Beau show. All right, let's get to the raising the meter part right here. All right. Were you guys here? It's been maybe a week ago. I don't even know if you were here for this lesson that Brother Chad did. You might have been about Lord help me through it instead of getting out of it. You guys remember that lesson a couple weeks back? This is testing you guys right now.
I don't think I was because
You
I
might not have been here.
Yeah, because my brother doing track.
Wait, which one was it? Which week?
Oh Lord, I don't know like the.
It was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I mean it might have been February, March, something like that, maybe somewhere around there.
I don't think I
So, anyways, that's what we're going to talk about tonight is Lord help me through it instead of Lord help me out of it.
Oh, I think I'm
That ringing a
now.
bell? All right, now we're getting there. All right, any of you guys claustrophobic in here?
No, not really. But whenever I'm in a sleeping bag, I feel kind of weird.
No.
That is a good point.
That's called claustrophobia.
It's not that. Is that the only thing?
Hey,
though?
anybody claustrophobic here? No. But when I get in the sleeping bag, I be feeling weird, man. I'm like, I don't like being in the sleeping bag, a little tight.
No, it's like whenever I put my head over and I roll around in it. It feels kind of
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that's like what you're supposed to do with this.
You know why they call it a sleeping bag, don't you?
Man.
So, back to my question. Is anybody claustrophobic?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So, you got any kind of claustrophobia that you ever feel?
Yeah, sometimes when I get in the sleeping bag. Oh man.
I can't handle it. I can't handle
I'm
it.
joking.
All right, so
honestly though, not really.
I'm for the most part I'm the same way until it's like a really really tight place. But there are people out here. My wife is one of them. Where if we get in a big crowd of people, she gets to the point where it's like I've got to get out of here right now.
Yeah,
because just kind of freaking out. Some people, small rooms and stuff like this, kind of the same thing. They're like, and I'm usually good, but if I get in a really tight space where I feel like, all right, I might not be able to breathe in a minute, then I start kind of freaking out.
I've been on like an elevator before with a bunch of people, and you feel kind of tight on the elevator, and people start coming in. And stuff. Yeah. That's not fun.
See, it's kind of, I guess it's kind of partial where you sometimes feel this way or what have you. But I bet there's times where you're in a situation like that and you're like, somebody get me out of here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with that elevator, I hate when people jump on the elevator. That's the worst. It shakes. It's horrible.
When people get on there and like
and they start
jokingly
jumping.
jumping up and down. Yeah, that's
I be doing that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to
that
you.
should be illegal.
And then our school in the lab, they have the room. It has like we go into this room for the intruder drill, and apparently it's like really dark, and it's like crazy. And
Yeah,
speaking of the claustrophobia,
I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah. So does it? You kind of feel a little bit
there's
claustrophobic?
no windows in there, and the door's shut, and it's completely dark.
Yeah, that would be kind of scary.
That's-
So, anyways, but you get in those situations though, and you're like, man, I got to get out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever kind of feel like that?
Yeah.
All right. So, I remember I was 15. Matter of fact, how old are you in the sixth grade?
Oh, I'm 12, about to turn 13.
So y'all are
in
only
August.
y'all are only a couple years away from this. So I was 15 years old and I was driving a motorcycle. That's what I drove to school every day because I grew up in the state of Alabama. If you guys didn't know this, but in Alabama at 15 years old, you can drive a motorcycle by yourself. By yourself at 15. In Georgia, obviously you can drive a car with your parents, but you have to have like a permit and all that. Anyways, so I was driving a dirt bike to school back and forth every day. It was street legal. And I remember I was going to a friend's house one night after a baseball game, and I spilled it. I wrecked it. And you can't really tell on the camera right here, but right there, I had to get stitches in my arm. And I remember when this happened, I wasn't hurt bad. It wasn't like a really big deal, but it was enough where it was like, all right, you got to go to the hospital and get stitches in your arm. Mm-hmm. And I can remember being in the hospital, and all I could think about was, man, I want to get out of here. I'm ready to get out of here. It didn't really hurt, and I'm not saying that just to be macho, but I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to be in there. I was going to a friend's house anyway, so that's where I wanted to be. That's where I wanted to go. But I couldn't. I still had to stay here. I had to be treated in whatever way that the hospital staff saw that I needed to be treated. You know, they have to numb your arm up, give you some medicine, give you like a tetanus shot to make you, or tendonitis shot in Grace's mind. Anyway, give you a shot to make sure that you're good to go and make sure nothing's wrong with you before they'll ever let you leave. So they got to take care of you and do all these things. So one of the stories that I want us to go through, and again, we went through this a little while ago, but before I get to that, can you think of any other stories now that I kind of tell you guys that where you're like, man, I really want to get out of this situation and instead of being where I am?
Whenever I was younger, I had to get my tonsils and adenoids removed, and like after that, it was horrible. Like they're like having me in this bed, and they're like trying to give me like cold water and like apple juice,
Trying to wake you up.
It was horrible because my whole throat hurt. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I had this old babysitter, and I'm not gonna get too graphic about it, but she was kind of fighting with her boyfriend, and when I was little, so I didn't like that, so I just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah. That's kind of a scary situation when you're in something like that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason that I bring this up, and this is one of the stories that we're going to talk about, every so often, you know, we ask God, man, get me out of this situation. You guys ever do that? It's probably in some of these situations you're like, man, God, get me out of this. And we wonder sometimes, it's like, why am I going through this in the first place? But then you kind of start to realize, and this is where we want to get to the point of this, is sometimes God doesn't want us to get out of a situation, right? Sometimes God wants us to go through a situation.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be kind of hard to understand, like, why would God want me to go through this instead of just getting me out of this? Because the God of the world, the God of the universe, I think we at least believe, hey, he can do anything. If he wanted to get us out of this, I'm fairly certain he could come down to swoop us right out of this, right? But that doesn't happen. We go through these things. And a great story that I want to talk about in this is in the book of Daniel. Gramps taught this a few months ago again. And so I want us to go through it, no pun intended. But in Daniel 3:8, we read about the fiery furnace. You guys know anything about the fiery furnace? Kind of remember a little bit about it?
Was that when like they stepped in there and nothing happened to them?
He's
Ding, ding, ding.
He's pretty close right there.
Yeah, I remember this
and they're like untouched and then they got out.
It's pretty good. That's the story that we're going to read through here in just a minute. What were the three guys' names?
Shadrach, Meshach, and a billy goat.
That's it. Noah said this when we were going through. You were there because when we were going through this lesson, it was like Rad Shack, Meshach, and a billy goat, and I was like, what? And he's like, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. All right, so anyways, that's the story that we want to kind of go through here, and we want to talk about it. So in this story, obviously, King Nebuchadnezzar, right? That's his name. Make sure I say it right.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, so he made, do you guys know what he made? Can you remember what it is that he made? This is kind of a tough one, putting you on the spot here.
So is that the fiery furnace?
It's at they're at the fiery furnace, yes. But what he made was he made a large image of gold, and by large I mean 90 foot high by 9 foot wide. According to my Bible, that's at least what they transcribed, that it's size of it. And he invited a lot of actual officials to come and dedicate this image that he set up, right? So they had this guy that comes out, they called him a herald. And he said, when you guys hear these horns and all this music that's about to play, you got to fall down and worship this image of gold that the king has put up, right? That's what he wants you to do. And he says that whoever does not do these things will immediately be thrown into the blazing fire. All right, so first of all, you're in a situation standing here. Imagine being out in this crowd, similar like what we talked about earlier. Everybody that's around you is probably going to have a moment here where they have to make a choice. You got a choice to make. You're going to hear all this music. You're going to hear these horns, and it's either, all right, they're telling us we gotta basically bow down and worship what this king has put in front of us, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's about to be doing this in front of us. If I'm there and I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to do this, you start to kind of wonder, and you start kind of thinking, okay, I don't really want to be here. I don't want to be in this situation. I'd like to get out of this, right? But that doesn't happen. We're going to read a little bit further in the story here. Well, once all this happened, those three guys, you remember their names?
Shadrach,
Meshach, and Abednego.
You call it a billy goat. So these three guys, what happens in the story? Can you remember?
Oh, they didn't bow down
Yeah.
and pray. They just stood there, and then he gave him another chance.
Yeah.
They
That's
still
right.
didn't do it, and then they
That's right.
threw him in the furnace.
They didn't. They were the only 3 that were still standing there. These guys,
John's killing it.
these guys are on it right now. I like it. So these guys, they don't, just like you said there, they didn't do that. They told the king that they were not going to pay any attention to him and that they would neither serve his gods nor worship the image that he created. This obviously made the king pretty mad. Pretty sure if you had anybody that was in front of you not listening to the exact same thing that they tell you to do, you're probably going to be a little bit upset about it. But like you said, gave him another opportunity and said, hey, do this or I'm going to immediately throw you in this fiery furnace. Okay, I know this is kind of a graphic story. The more we kind of go into it, but I think it still paints such an important picture in this that we're going through. So yet again, what happens after he gives them another opportunity?
They don't bow down.
They don't bow down. They don't do this. So what happens after that? You guys remember?
They have to go into the fire furnace.
Well, there wasn't there like soldiers or something?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
And they like grabbed him and brought him back there.
Yep. So the king, again, being as mad as he was, told the soldiers to heat up this fiery furnace 7 times more. 7 times more than usual, right?
Yeah.
And what happens? The soldiers then, they take the guys, all 3 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, throw all of them into this fiery furnace. What happens then?
They
Before inside the furnace, you guys remember what happens with the soldiers?
were like getting burned when they were trying to put them in there.
Yeah. So the fire was so hot. The king had ordered them to make this fire so hot that it killed the soldiers in the process of putting these guys in there. How intense is that? That now all of a sudden, not only is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they're probably thinking, "Hey, Lord, get me out of this."
Yeah.
But they're not. They're like, "All right, we're going through this."
Yeah.
But also these soldiers, they don't have a choice. This king is telling them, "Hey, it's just like your boss saying, all right, go do this. Go mow this grass. You're supposed to do that." So they listened to him and did exactly what it was that he told them to do. Go make this fiery furnace hotter than it's ever been before. Throw these guys in, and it cost them their lives. But I'm sure in that same time they're thinking, man, I don't want to do this. Let me get out of this situation. But the entire time, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that's not the thought that they had in this, right? So when they get thrown in the fiery furnace, their entire thought, even before this, and I'll read it too, they never had to worry about this. At this point, I think I'd ask God 50 times, let me get out of this situation right here. But they never wavered through this. They had faith through the entire thing, through the entire situation, knowing that, what was it that they said to the king beforehand? Didn't they say, I'm not listening to you, first of all, but I will never worship your gods or this image that you placed in front of me, that if it costs me my life, then so be it. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but I was trying to remember exactly the part that it was that they said. But in Daniel 3, you can obviously read about this as well. But that doesn't happen. They get thrown in there. And what happens with the king? What does he see?
He sees that just standing there and nothing's happening. I think that's what it is, at least.
Noah, you got any?
Was there somebody else in there?
Wasn't there like an angel or something?
So it's similar to that. So King Nebuchadnezzar, he jumps up and he looks and he says, wait a minute, weren't there 3 that were thrown into the fire? And the guys that were around him, they said, yes, there were only 3. He says, then why do I see 4 people in this fire right now? And one of them looks like the Son of God. That's what he said in there. Remember that now?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar, I guess you'd say, to like an angel like that.
Yeah. Gives me chills, bro.
I know. I got chills on my legs too right now, and they're talking about something really hot. So in this, they were so faithful in understanding that they've got to go through this situation. They can't just get out of this situation, no matter how much they would want to, no matter how much. In that same situation, I can guarantee you, first of all, I wouldn't have wanted to be in front of that situation, but especially when it's like, all right, God, I'm standing up for you and for what I believe in, and you are that, whether it costs me my life or not. And instead of getting out of it, it's like, all right, I know I'm about to have to go through this. That'd probably be a pretty difficult thing to have to go through. Mm-hmm. And then you get in the situation, and it's like, all right, well, we're in here. It kills the soldiers that put you in there. And then as the king looks in, he sees them not only just standing there, but walking around unbound. They were bound up, thrown into this fire. Now they're unbound, and there's another guy in there with them. Yeah. I'm like you, man. It gave me chills even reading back through it. When Gramps taught this story a couple of weeks ago, I was like, man, that's impactful. But then as I go back through it, trying to get ready for this as well, I was like, dude, the amount of faith that you have to say, oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm going through this. God, you can get me out of this, but I'm going through this right now.
I don't mean to kind of hijack.
No, you're good, dude. Go ahead.
I think one thing that's really cool about this story, one thing that's cool to think about, is just what a testimony that comes from this.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these people who are bowing to King Nebuchadnezzar, and then you've got Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego who are so faithful to go through this, and they come out unscathed.
Yeah.
You know, and so all these people see, you know, that they have survived this, and you know, what a picture that is for our God. You know, that He can bring us through something like that, and I think, you know, we face different things today. You know, in our world, we're not getting thrown into fiery furnaces.
Yeah.
You know, at this time, you know, but we face criticism and things for believing in God, but we also face things day in and day out in our lives that are tough, that are hard situations to go through. I think back to when I was living in Tallahassee, when I took my first job out of college, and I actually lived in Tallahassee, Florida, and was there for a little under a year, but it was just not a great situation for me. It was a tough time in my life. I found myself wanting to be closer to home, something I never really thought I would ever. I thought I was going to go, you know, live somewhere like Tallahassee or somewhere close enough to home to be close to home, but, you know, also have a different area. But anyway, you know, I found myself, you know, Lord, help me find another job. Help me do something that I'm enjoying. Help me, you know, do this, that, and the other. And I thought it was going to be that I was going to stay there in Tallahassee, find something there. Lord, just take me out of this job that I'm in. Help me find a new job, and help me just get out of it. And what I didn't realize that whole time was that the Lord was taking me through this process of realizing, you know, there's going to be something else coming.
Yeah.
And finally, I felt like the Lord was kind of releasing me from this situation in my life with my job and living in Tallahassee, and saying, Noah, like, you can go back home. Like, there's things for you there. There's opportunities for you to serve, opportunities for you to pour into youth ministry and do things, you know, with work and man, it's just crazy to see how what I wanted God to just fix like that and just take me out of, he brought me through it. You know what I mean? And so it's just like I said, that's somewhat that's kind of my version of this story, if that makes any sense. Like I can see a little bit of that playing out in my life, where I was just like, God, just take me out of it. But it's like I grew so much in my faith by walking through it and seeing the Lord open the doors for me and not trying to do it on my own.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if I could hand you this iPad right now and show you, I'm just going to turn this for a second. Notes for this. All of this right here. No joke. Have I sent this to you?
No.
And I'm not trying to be like conspiracy or anything, but all of this right here that I just had typed up, I don't need to say it because you just said every single thing that was coming up in here all through that. And to me, that's a God thing too. I get chills again just thinking about it, because like he said, they come out of the fiery furnace unscathed, don't even smell like fire. Literally, the last verse in there that they speak of, that the officials that are around them say they don't even have the scent of fire on them. To have been put in a fiery furnace that was 7 times hotter than it's ever been before. Don't even have the scent of it. But they trusted God, and they defined the king who was in charge at that time, and said, we're not going to worship the God that you're saying that we are, because we believe in the one true God who is and was and is to come. To reference a song there. But I'm going to skip over this entire paragraph because I don't need to read it. But God He intends for us to go through things sometimes, not in a mean way, but in a loving way. Just like He said perfectly there, it's not for us to have to go through something and be like, oh, man, I did that. It's all about growth. It's all about learning, and it's all about learning from either a mistake or whatever it is that you're going through at the time. Does that make sense to you guys?
For sure.
And in Proverbs 3:5, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will direct your paths."
That's my favorite verse.
Tell them one more time, John.
Won't He do it?
Miracle.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your understanding. In all your ways, trust in Him, and He'll make your path straight. Proverbs 3:5-6.
Give me a high five, brother.
Drop the mic, John.
Woo!
Drop the mic.
No, did I send you this too? That's just crazy, dude. There are so many times, not only on this podcast, but there are a ton of times where Noah and I, whether it's a song that we're singing, whatever it is, something we can just have a conversation about it. And this happened a couple of weeks ago when Brother Bruce came on. The week that we were doing a podcast up here, Brother Jason Jones came in and preached almost exactly what it was that we were talking about that afternoon on the podcast. And Noah even said, he's like, we should just record him and put all his stuff on here, because there's so many times I think that God thing happens where you don't expect it. And I've always said that He works in mysterious ways, not in like a mystic way of I'm trying to find a way to get you, but in mysterious ways of where it's like, how did He know? But He knows, you know. You guys ever sitting in church and all of a sudden the preacher starts preaching and you're like, He's talking to me.
Yeah.
You guys ever have that? I'm like that too, dude, where I'll be like, dude, come on, preach. But I think it's such a God thing that happens. But in all of this, we are to trust in the Lord with all of our heart, even when we don't understand. Because I'm sure Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they're like, I don't really understand why I have to do this and why I'm about to have to go through this, but so be it. I'm going to trust in the Lord with this, with all my heart, and all the understanding that I don't have, He does. Because they even say in the end, even if it costs me my life, then so be it. And to have that kind of trust and faith and understanding that I got to go through this. I don't know that I could face somebody. I think it's a fight or flight thing. It's like you don't really know until you're in the situation, but I would love to say that I would be like, yeah, throw me in the fire, you know? And I don't expect any of us to ever be put in that situation. Mm-hmm. But I think in life, we still face situations that are like that, you know, where we have an opportunity. All right, it's time for us to stand up in our faith. We're going through something right now, and we have the opportunity when somebody comes in front of us and says this or whatever the worldly thing is that's going on, where we have the opportunity to be like, nope, it's not me. I'm trusting in God in this, and this is not where I need to be. I got to go through this right now. I can't just get out of it, but I also know when to stand up for my God.
And I think one thing that in our culture that impacts us in this way is we live in such a world that it wants instant gratification.
Yes.
Like you want it now. And we've talked about this a little bit on the podcast before, I think, but you know, you got fast food. You can go through the drive-through, and a lot of times we get frustrated if we don't get our food within like 5 minutes or something. And you've got vending machines. Like if you're at, you know, somewhere where it has a vending machine at school, or I know a lot of times at college they would have them in the library. And if you wanted a snack while you were studying, you go get a snack right then. You know, you could just stand up and walk a couple, you know, take the stairs, go down the stairs, and go grab a snack just really quick. And so we live in such a culture that's just a part of who we are. We want things so quick. We want it our way. And a lot of times the Lord's timing is not our way, but it's perfect. And so a lot of times I think that's tough for us to understand and really let that sink in.
Yeah.
Is that you know, we're called to wait on Him sometimes, you know.
Very next line. Sometimes we try to make understanding of things that come up, and sometimes that's not God's plan. Sometimes it's just not, and sometimes we think that we know it all. You guys ever feel like that? It's like, I know what's going on. I know this. I got this plan. Meanwhile, God's sitting over here going, nope, that ain't the plan that I have for you. Yep. But He urges us instead not only to be patient in this, but also not to be afraid, because I would be afraid if I got thrown in the fiery furnace like these guys were. I'd be terrified. And He calls us in that same way not to be. Same way in Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And literally in this story, that's what he does. Tells them, do not be afraid, I'll be with you. And that's exactly where he was, with them. It's a complete God thing that they get thrown into this fiery furnace and walk out completely unscathed.
Yep.
Don't smell like smoke, none of it. So God's right there with us through it all. In times of need, rather than wondering, why is God not getting me out of this situation? We need to understand that he's trying to get us through it, trying to help us through it. Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He didn't take them out of the furnace. Instead, he brought them through the furnace, all for the purpose of teaching King Nebuchadnezzar and all those that are around him who the one true God is. And all of that, just like Noah said there, they come out unscathed. And that is when the king realizes, he goes, this is the true Son of God right here. Yeah. This is the true one, only God that there is. And anybody who is around, this goes further than where I said in Daniel, just keep reading along through this third chapter. But he says, if anybody comes against the God that these guys right here believe in, I'm going to take you out, basically is what he said. He said it a lot more graphically than that. But I think that's so important that they stood up for their faith. They knew they were going to have to go through something, that God's not taking them out of it, all to learn a lesson, all to teach a lesson to all of the people around them. And I think that's something for us to take to heart as well, and also be able to use in our life and our day-to-day. When we come up against something that, man, we don't really know, we don't understand, we lean on his understanding. We might be afraid of the situation that's coming up. Again, don't have fear, because he's right there with us along the way, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, Siri's talking to me over here.
She's sorry.
But no, I was just going to say, kind of as we wrap up raising the meter, like if you're, number one, if you're a Christian and you're going through something and struggling through a situation or a period in life or something like this, kind of like we've talked about tonight, where you're feeling like you want the Lord to just take you out of it and just take it away from you, we just are here for you. We want to let you know that, sometimes the Lord does take us through those things where we're called to just wait. The scripture tells us to wait on the Lord. I think it's Isaiah 40. I had it pulled up. Wait for those that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. And so just take that with encouragement to just wait on the Lord and trust in his timing, and seek him and have that relationship with him as you do. But also, if you're not a Christian and you're listening to the podcast, you're watching on YouTube, you've connected with us on Instagram or social media somewhere, somehow, and you feel like you're going through a time where you're just frustrated with the Lord, or you feel like, why would a God put me through a situation like this? If God is so good, or if he loves us so much, then why would he do this? And I would just want to say, understand that we live in a fallen and broken world. The world around us is sinful. We're sinful. We're broken people. And God does love us so much that he sent his son to die on the cross to save us from our sins that make us so broken. And so he wants to have that relationship with you. He wants to be your friend. He wants to be there and hold your hand through these tough times that you're going through because of the brokenness of this world. And so just a little bit of encouragement for the Christian and the non-Christian is just that Jesus does love you. God loves you. He wants to have that relationship with you. He wants to walk with you through these times. And sometimes that doesn't look like just picking you up out of this situation and planting you somewhere else, So
absolutely. I mean, it's perfect. And I also want to encourage anybody that's watching, listening in whatever way, if you feel like that you don't have somebody out there to talk to or that understands what you're going through, first of all, I want to tell you, I promise you, you're not the only person in whatever situation that you're in. But I also promise you that there are people there for you. I give you all the encouragement in the world to reach out to us. And we might not have all the answers in the world, but I promise you we can lead you in the right direction of finding the answer. And a lot of it comes in this book that we read, and that's the Word of God. And I think you might not be able to understand everything that's in it, but I can assure you that it is life-changing when God gets a hold of you and wants to teach you things. You're going to go through hard times, but he can be right there along the way with you. And I think that's such an important thing to remember too. And for you guys to remember as well, that if you're ever going through something, first of all, we're here for you guys.
Absolutely.
If you guys need anything, don't be afraid to call us, holler at us, snail mail, whatever way that you guys feel like you need to reach out to us. But I appreciate you guys coming on, and I hope you guys get something out of this lesson, and it just encourages you guys also along the way that I know you're only in 6th grade, but a lot of life to come.
Yes, sir.
A lot of life to live.
Yes, sir.
But we're with you. God's with you all the way through it. And sometimes he might not take you out of it, but we got to go through things sometimes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You like that story? I think that's always been a pretty good one. And the
yeah.
more that you read it, the more I think it kind of impacts you or it gets to you a little more. Because I can remember being y'all's age and I was like, man, I've heard this story 1,000 times. But it's weird how when you really start diving back into a story, how you start to kind of like watching a movie. You guys ever watch a movie and you come back to it and you're like, missed that part?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys have
All the
that happen?
Mhm.
That happens to me all the time too.
Yeah, that's exactly how the Bible is.
Yeah, which is awesome. Such an awesome thing. That's raising the meter.
We fixing to raise the. We fixing to raise the.
Let's see it, Bo. Let's see your best move.
Come on, Bo, you got this.
Meter.
Got the head nod going.
We fixing to raise the meter.
Hey, we'll take a head nod out of them anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, again, you guys, we appreciate you guys coming on. I hope you guys have had a fun time,
Yes, sir. We
Enjoy-
I had
appreciate
a great
it.
time.
enjoyable time.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
this has been awesome.
That's a podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's not too bad, is it, John?
It's not bad at all.
We try to have fun with it, but also
Mhm.
you get to learn about God in it
For
at
sure.
the
Yeah.
same time, which I think is one of the most important parts. Because what does it say up there?
Growing
Growing upstairs, growing with God.
Growing with God. And we're doing that together, guys. Doing it together. Again, thank you guys for coming on the show.
Everybody give it up for John
Give it
Beau.
up for him. Here we go. I don't have a clap. I don't have a clap button. I don't need another button to click on here. But that's going to wrap us up here. Noah, you got anything off of it?
Man, all I know is I've been waiting for the dad joke.
Yeah, I'm trying to debate
Alright.
if I want to go with one or two. What, you got one over here?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I
You've been
love-
waiting on this too?
I love yours.
Oh, I got a crowd, boys. All right, let me check this out. By the way, I have an entire list of dad jokes. When I hear one or if I think of one,
Not to brag,
I
but
type it up. No joke. And I've gone through a lot. Did you know that if you can't sleep at night, it's because you're awake?
Wow.
Did you guys know that?
that's funny. Now explain it.
I think they knew it anyway. So what happens is when your eyes aren't closed and you're not sleeping, you're awake.
What about if you're awake but your eyes are closed?
That's called sleepwalking. But again, hey, we appreciate you guys coming on the show. Noah, where can they find us as we wrap this thing up real quick?
Hit us up on Instagram, now Facebook, and Twitter X, whatever you would like to call it.
Whichever one.
At Growing Upstairs. It's Growing Upstairs on Facebook, and it's at Growing Upstairs on Twitter too, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So across all platforms,
Ooh.
at Growing Upstairs. Don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube as well now for this episode 4.
Number 4. Hey, you guys keep growing upstairs.
Yeah!
Woo!